Hey, in this video, we're going to do a deep dive on our positioning exercise. When I first started Notion Consulting, I went through a ton of templates, guides, free ebooks on what I needed to know about positioning, and these were kind of the most important questions that really helped get clarity on what I was trying to do and who it made sense to focus on. So I'm just going to fill in these questions for my own business, hopefully get some ideas on what's different about your business based on your experience, expertise, your network. And the big goal for using this exercise is to get that one statement that you could revisit, look at daily to make sure that you're focusing all of your attention on that core service and target audience. So let's jump in. I'm going to keep this section blank because we're going to fill that in using an AI block later. But for the current state assessment, this is just where you are today and brain dumping information that's going to be helpful to kind of help clarify your target audience. So when we say what industries have I worked in previously, I'm just going to say education, architecture, just kind of go with those. Specific problems I've solved, I could just go through maybe workspace building, automations, implementing AI, steps in workflows. What do past clients consistently praise me for? I'd say attention to detail, hopefully they'd agree, documentation, and training. The type of work that energizes me the most, I'd say changing how teams work and getting teams to be more collaborative. Just think it has a big impact on everything from meetings to teamwork, all that good stuff. So let's go to expertise, skills that are rare in combination. I think combining design and education. I think in a lot of cases, building workspaces that are visually laid out with not a lot of clutter, and then also from an education standpoint, being able to walk through with teams how these workspaces or automations operate, I think goes a long way. Processes or systems that I've developed that get consistent results. Implementing workspaces, and then more specifically, team dashboards, and what I call the My Dashboard, which is basically pulling in different databases with the Me filter in Notion so that any team member could go into the same page, see anything that they're tagged in, whether it's a project, task, meeting. That's usually a good step prior to everybody having their own dashboard. So that's worked out pretty well. Questions people always ask me about, I think how to structure workspaces. There's a lot of questions on when and where to use databases, what can be consolidated into one database versus having separate databases. A lot of it comes down to the logistics of where we want information to live. I think that comes up quite a bit. Work that feels effortless. Lately, writing, documentation, and setting up team spaces. I think this just kind of comes down to understanding different teams or departments, how they work differently, what is likely to happen in Notion versus other tools. And so being able to set up that 1.0 space to get feedback, to start onboarding teams, I feel like I have a pretty good handle on that. Industries that are growing, and the first that come to mind are VCs and solo consultants. So solo consultants are not really my target for projects, but I think more for content, just because I've gone through a lot of these questions myself. So hopefully this is helpful for anybody who's jumping into consulting. But I think for VCs, I think there's some more urgency or how they're differentiating themselves, what extra resources are they providing in addition to funding. Size of companies that could afford the services and move quickly, I'd probably say VCs that are between maybe 10 and 40, let's say 50 people. There's a lot of small angel investors and early stage VCs that probably need some help, but honestly just need to get their first fund off of the ground. Usually what I'm finding is that when VCs are in their second or third fund, that's when we have a lot of our details in place and can really get into optimizing. When it comes to budget and authority, first one is definitely investment teams, followed by platform managers. If you're unfamiliar with platform, it's basically teams that help founders with resources on everything from hiring to HR to ops. This could be access to software, access to coaches or mentors. So really just making sure that founders get the support that they need. Urgent, expensive problems. I think a lot of manual workflows, especially when it comes to diligence, like prospecting a high volume of stuff, being able to do research, intake, get a sense of what their financials look like, what their runway looks like. When we get into the hundreds of prospects, this could be really tedious and time consuming, which then takes time and energy away from the actual important decision making and review of which prospects should move into diligence. Jumping into competition reviews. So I'd say here generally other Notion consultants. There's a few other consultants that are focusing on VCs, more so on the CRM or automation space. Probably need to do some research on who else is focusing on the space, just so I have an idea. What are they charging? I have no idea. This is probably another area where I need to do some research. What aren't they offering that I could? I think generally from previous discovery calls, the one thing that I hear often is that a VC is meeting with consultants that don't quite understand the way fundraising or investment works. And so they end up with this cookie cutter Notion workspace that doesn't really fit their team. So we'll just say it doesn't have investment specific expertise. How can I differentiate? I think the main thing that I'm trying to do is just focus on content that's specifically for VCs, hosting office hour sessions, in-person workshops with previous clients, just building those relationships. Coming from outside of the startup and VC space, that's critical for me personally, just to show that I'm active in the space and feel like I know what I'm talking about. So we'll say action in VC space with workshops, live sessions, etc. Okay, so we'll jump down to positioning. So here we're just gonna say VC or investment firms, and company size we'll say 10 to 50. Specific problem I solve, I'm gonna say optimizing workflows, improve collaboration. Unique approach or method, I'd say definitely the workflow audit followed by sprints. The audit is really just its own sprint to get a sense of how the team is working, what's unique or different about how the team functions day to day, so that we could build a sprint roadmap of exactly what we want to build, improve on, set up, and so that at least every other week we have a clear milestone of something that we're building to get feedback on, just so that we avoid this kind of multi-month drawn out project that may be going in the wrong direction. So once we have that stuff, we could click generate. Just as a behind the scenes, this is a very simple prompt just giving us a statement. But when I click generate, this is going to give us a statement based on this information, and I could go ahead and copy this and drop this into the very top of this page. And then if you have a Notion dashboard that you use, I definitely recommend putting this in there, modifying it so that it's exactly what you're doing and who it's for. And if you're not using Notion AI, if you click into the toggle, into the note section, you could copy this prompt into any AI tool that you're using, and it's going to give you a very similar response, and you can copy that into the quote section at the top. So those are the key questions I'd focus on. There's a few other sections here. Number one, the validation checklist. So things to reflect on after you've done a little bit more research, like are there at least 100 potential clients? Definitely yes. Can they afford 5K plus projects? This number might be different for you, but in my case, I found generally yes. Not 100% of the time, but mostly. Is a problem urgent? Sometimes it is, sometimes it's not. If it's not a good fit, but the goal is finding enough clients that do have some urgency there. And do I have proof of results? Say yes. We might not have that yet, in which case you want to be talking about the problem that you're solving often and where your target audience spends the most amount of time, whether that's LinkedIn, X, Threads, wherever. And then personal alignment, this is also super important. You want to make sure that the direction you're going is not just solely optimized for financial gain, but is an area that you're genuinely curious about. I'm always fascinated to see how different VCs are approaching the investment and funding process. They all have their own dynamics. Also, can you see yourself creating content and talking about this topic for 2+ years? If it makes you cringe just talking about it, it's probably not a good fit. And then we want to make sure it aligns with our business goals, combination of financial goals, professional development. And lastly, do you find this work energizing? I can tell you right off the bat, if you don't, it's probably going to lead to burnout, just FYI. And the very last section, we're not going to get into each of these, but definitely explore this a little bit further. This is a quick action plan. If I was starting from zero consulting today, here are the things that I'd focus on the first month, the first quarter, and the first year. There's a lot to do in a short amount of time on top of the actual client work. So this is trying to keep this list to a minimum. So it's trying to keep this list to the absolute essentials that you definitely want to do, especially in that first. And very, very last thing, but in notes and reflections, if you have a space where you're just jotting down notes or ideas, either in Notion or in a journal, these questions have been helpful just to reflect on, maybe weekly or monthly, just to make sure that you're on the right track. You might find that you're doing this for a couple months and it turns out the target audience is not what you expected, or you were really excited about it initially, but not so much anymore. Those are good signs. Those are good signs to maybe think about pivoting and taking another glance at those earlier questions. So I hope that helps. And whether you're finding this on Substack or YouTube, definitely drop a comment. Very curious to hear how you're using this, what parts are helpful, or what follow-up questions you might have. If you're interested in more indie consulting focused resources, definitely subscribe to the Substack at indieconsultants.club and check out our YouTube channel for everything Notion related. See you in the next one. Cheers.